Hello, everyone. Good night. How's everyone doing? Can I get a thumbs up if you guys can hear me? What's up? What up, TMG? What's up? Can you guys hear me? All right. Thank you very much. Yep, Yeti is working.
What's going on, man?
What's up, TMG?
Uh, Chilling in the blue lights.
Man, I just, I gotta get a better. I'm working on a better setup, man. I gotta get a better setup here. Whatever I'm doing here, I gotta
You
make
going
it.
you're gonna be moving soon, so
Yeah, but still, I got like some lights that are, everything is kind of makeshift. I got to get the right color temperature for these lights so it looks decent on camera. I got to get a right setup, man. The
hold on.
perfect,
You know what works? What blues do you have?
I have T5s
Only T5s?
and Radions,
Okay, baby blue.
baby blue.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you. It's the weirdest thing. Baby blue is the only thing that cameras pick up good. Um, so this is regular blue, right?
Hmm.
And let's switch it over to the aqua blue. Um, oh, I got to turn it on the Apex. Hold on.
Hey, what's up, Tyler? What's up, OG? What's up, Duradicate? What's up, Ryan? Hey, Ultimate Corals. Hey, what's up, man? How's everything going? Hey, for everyone, that's the guy who we went to, um, last week with the meetup, Tyler, where we went to the meetup, and he's good for all of us on the East Coast. He's going to be at Reefapalooza, and he has some good stuff. So, Ultimate Corals, that was fun last week. I had a lot of fun. I got some good stuff, man. It's definitely worth. We got to organize something where we take a ride down there again.
All right. So this is the baby blue with no filter.
All right.
Big difference, right?
Yeah.
And this is the royal blues. So it's a big difference. The baby blue doesn't make the camera go crazy.
Ultimate said, "Let's see those corals." Ah, man, that's what I was saying. I gotta get. So I'm sitting at a desk. I work from home, so I'm sitting at a desk with my work setup. My work setup is Windows. I just put basically my laptop on the desk, and that's what I'm using. But if I can get like a camera and some lighting, because my living room, the lighting is very dim. So if I can, I need a better. Hey, OG, I'm taking your advice slowly but surely. I'm getting there. So I know OG has been telling me, need to get my lighting right. So I appreciate the feedback.
What lighting for you or for?
For me, it can't be doing tech talk and then my lighting is like dim, looking like I'm in a basement or something.
Oh, don't they have those circular fluorescent tubes
I
that
do.
people use to record?
So I actually have. This is going to be horrible, but I actually have. I got some stuff. It's just that what ends up happening. I think I have everything I need, but somehow I only end up experiment with it 10 minutes before I start streaming. So there's no time to get it right. So then when I don't get it right, I'm like, oh, forget it. So I have
Gotcha.
like that's a big light stand that you're supposed to mount on top of a camera. And I can put it on a tripod. I have like 4 tripods here. I can put it on a tripod. But again,
Oh,
today,
speaking of tripod, I gotta order one right now.
yeah. But again, as 5 minutes before the stream, when I was trying to mount it on a tripod, I realized, I don't have the right connection. So, all right. What's up, Nat? Reefing on a budget. What's up, everyone? Give me a second, guys. Let me just handle something. Give me 1 sec.
Yep. Why are these tripods so expensive, guys? Cell phone tripod. I need a decent one because, man, all these tripods break. Well, my nephew is like the destruction of tripods.
Yeah, I've lost a few.
Yeah, no, dude, my nephew holds no. He thinks it's like a sword or something. You know.
What's up, Nat? Hey, Nat. What's up with that leather that that you have? How's that big leather doing? I want to know how that is. Who on here is going to Reefapalooza?
Me.
All right. Anything special you want to see there?
Me, I need rock flowers, man.
All right. That's definitely going to be a good place to see rock flowers.
I need rock flowers and a clam. So I just basically, so I think I want to take home like 3 rock flowers, 1 clam, and I don't know what else. I'm obviously an SPS, but I don't know. It needs to really wow me. Like it needs to wow me, you know. And definitely one euphilia, like more so like a torch, like some crazy torch.
Rock flowers. Rock flowers don't usually, once you put them down, they don't usually move, right?
Dude, I had one, it died. I don't know. I think my tank was too clean because at that point my zoas weren't even growing. And it literally like just shriveled up. It moved around, I guess trying to find like a good spot. And it just like floated. It floated itself and it got chewed up in a power head.
It got chewed up in a power head.
It floated itself, bro. I didn't even know they could float. So like that's a weird thing. Even my bubble tip anemone thing is tiny. It's tiny. Like I'm pretty sure the one I gave exclusive is probably bigger than mine's now. It I don't know. Anemones may not be. I may have found a flaw in my system, and it's anemones.
I think I had a rock flower before, because I heard, hey, what's up, SC Reefer, Fishy Snowman? I heard they're not supposed to move around a lot, but the one I had, it moved around, and I think it disappeared somewhere in the rock, and I never saw it again. But
it probably just melted itself away.
Yeah, but I know Fishy Snowman is really into zoas. He's the zoa guy. What's up, SC? He's a zoa guy. I'm not into zoas anymore. I think my focus is. I think I like acans now.
Man,
I have some.
That's weird. I'm over acans because acans and SPS were the first things I like, went crazy for. And I'm kind of over acans. To me, they all look the same. There's like, I don't know. That's just to me. Like,
You know what? For me, they're the newest thing because for years and years and years, I couldn't keep them. So now that I can keep them, and I got some from Billy, and those things are looking like sweet, nice. I love them right now. I really love them.
Yeah. You know what I really want to? A sun coral, a yellow and a black one.
Listen, I envy you, but I think right now I'm almost trying to do low maintenance because for instance, next week I'm in Memphis for a whole week, almost a week. I think right now I just have to. Anything that I do is, I don't want a coral that I have to feed all the time.
That's true. I feel you.
Hey, there you go, Fishy Snowman. Yeah, anything that I have to feed. I've seen some tanks. I've also seen some YouTube videos with tanks where people say they didn't have to really direct feed it more than once a week. Yeah. And there's ways, I think, based on where they feed. Like I think one guy just feeds the tank in one area, and it seems they get a lot of nutrients, or they pick up what they want from that one area.
Yeah.
The little things like that. But I just, I've tried.
Funny thing you said that, because I don't spot feed my acans anymore, but they do eat mysis still, some of them. So because of how my flow is set up, I have acans that will catch some mysis in the circulation of the flow.
You think that's why they do well and they get, fluffy?
My acans are like regular now. Like they used to do a lot better. That's when I was feeding them like nonstop. But I fed them yesterday for like the first time. Hold on, and I'm gonna show you them, because to me they're trash right now compared to what they used to be. They don't grow as fast anymore or anything. Reef breeders on, lunar bars off, and let me see if I might just do regular daylight. Let me see what this looks like. No, I hate it.
Hey, fishy snowman, I'm gonna email you the link. All right, I'll email you 3 links, and let's see if that works.
Manual, there we go. I might throw the filter on too.
I hope one of these links work.
Yo, what up, man?
Hey, what's up, OG?
How you doing? What's up, TMG?
Nothing much.
Good. I got to keep it on mute because I'm in the living room with the family, but I'm here.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So you can see it's not like they're not as fluffy as they used to be. This lens is dirty as hell.
All right, I see. I see them.
They're not as fluffy as they used to be,
Hey, what's up, Aaron's Aquarium? I'm Fishy Snowman. I emailed you 3 links, so please try one of those. The tank is looking good, though, man.
Yeah, thanks. Trying.
Yeah, you gotta smatter in the SPS.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of that chalice. You want it?
Mm-mm. Hell no. Billy gave me a nice big piece, and that thing I'm looking to move it on because it is stinging stuff in my tank. So yeah, I don't want any chalice.
Honestly, like they don't really have a place in my tank anymore. Because what I want to do is right where it sits, I want to put. I have some dry rock. Let me show you. I have some dry rock ready to go in, so I want to put that right where the chalice is.
No.
Yeah. So
is that a Hollywood stunner?
Yeah, it's a Hollywood stunner.
The crazy thing about, we were talking about this last week when we were there in person. The chalice is like a flat, like plating coral, encrusting plating. But man, when the sweepers are, I've seen mine comes out with like 5-inch sweepers. I don't know where but I don't know where the sweeper comes from, because it's like a really brittle, really thin coral. Like I don't understand where the sweeper comes from.
Yeah, right. Where does it keep all the sweepers? So
yeah,
from what I've learned, the sweepers are a part of the digestive system. So they basically invert their guts. So the sweepers are actually a part of their guts. So it's basically like it vomits up its stomach, and then the stomach goes out and gets food. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm trying to think how that will work.
So,
listen,
because the sweepers are what like catches the food and breaks the food down. Like whenever like when you see the sweepers come out at night on acros and stuff like that, that's in a sense like the stomach. You know what I'm saying? So it's like catching the food, and it pulls it back in, digests it, comes back out, catches the food, digests it, brings it, and repeat. Yo, look at my icon. Look at how crappy the tank used to look. All right, you see the Hollywood stunner on the back glass of my icon?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, dude. That big piece you see in my tank now, it's probably broken. That's the original frag I got, right? And that's broken about 5 times. I snapped it about 5 times. I have a frag in my tank on the frag rack about the same size as what I originally got it as. It's crazy. Crazy how fast this thing grows. But look how crappy the tank used to look, dude.
Yeah, it was new.
Oh my God.
The tank is only about a year old.
Not yet. Reef Palooza will be a year old.
You wait, hang on a second. Fishy Snowman. He said the links aren't working and he's on iPhone. Wow.
No, the link that works is all right. It's the one where right above it's at 817. 817 works.
817.
Yeah, that works for iPhones.
All right.
I think either 817 because I was in here before SC Reefer.
All right. So let me do the original link again. All right. All right, Fishy Snowman, try that one. Let's see if that one works.
Either that or his Hangouts is crashing because Hangouts been crashing on iPhones a lot.
Yeah, I've been trying. I'm testing the links now, and it seems like I'm able to join. So I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, this thing used to work so flawlessly, and then something happened, and it just started crapping out.
I had like a little concept, like with live streams, like how YouTube should I can't even remember the concept, but it was like a really good if they could integrate something. If they could integrate something, I can't remember what I was thinking at that time though. What's going on, Eradicate?
I'm trying to get Fishy Snowman the link. I'm sorry, Fishy. I don't know. I usually hear people with Android having issues joining, but not iPhone. Send me a message. You have my name on Facebook. Send me a link on send me a message on Facebook and I'll forward you the link on Facebook. But I'm sorry, I don't know. That stuff usually works. Anybody else is trying the link and it's not working? Yeah. Yeah, my tank is you owe me some frags.
Yeah, they're here, man. They're dying.
Dying?
They're getting like 50 par. I can't put them anywhere else in the tank.
All right.
Hold on, let me show you them. They're
Hey, yo.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
Hey.
What's going on, Tim?
I was just listening to you. I'm on an iPhone. I just came in on that last link you posted.
Yeah.
I think his Hangouts is crashing. That's what it is.
Oh.
Yeah. See, Seymour? They're all right here, but they're losing their color. You know.
All right, man.
You see the little green one? You remember the one I posted on Instagram?
Yeah.
So the Hollywood Stunner, that one, it was over here and it stung the shit out of it. This is what it looks like.
Hey, so what are you doing Saturday, man?
Saturday, I am working. But, I'm working Saturday all day.
Saturday morning, I'm going to meet up with Exclusive Reef. I'm going to his place in Queens.
Oh, okay.
I have to meet him at his place in Queens. I'm going to buy...
the process has started?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah. So those of you in New York, I think Exclusive Reef is, I think he's
parting out the tank.
He's leaving the hobby. So if you guys are interested in anything that's on his tank, you can contact him. Yeah. I'm gonna text him and ask him if he's giving me permission to kind of post his sale thread here. I am gonna, if he says yeah, then I'll give you guys a link to the sales thread.
Yeah. Yo, Seymour.
Yeah.
You see this? You see the color? It's starting to color up. You see that color shift on the base on that pink Millie? It's crazy. I could cut you a piece of this. I cut you a piece of this.
Hey, Giancarlo, we got a question in the chat. Here's a link, Giancarlo. Let me get you the if you want to come in and ask your question, or Hey, good morning, Welshie. He's asking, would you recommend getting a 525 or 450 instead of the 350?
What, Red Sea?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I would definitely.
I would get the biggest one you can afford.
Yeah.
I do like the bigger tanks. I like my Red Sea tanks. I'll just tell you what I don't like about the Red Sea tanks, just straight up. I like the build. The glass quality is great. Thing I don't like is I think the overflow takes up a little bit inside the tank. Versus you can probably get a shadow overflow, but I think the overflow takes up a lot of space inside the tank. But I think, it might not bother you so much. And then I think the plumbing is a little bit cheap. You just have to be careful with the plumbing. Just make sure that you don't over tighten it, some of the stuff, because it breaks. But in terms of support, I've had good experience with Red Sea. I know, you've had other people that have had hit or miss with them, but for me, and then another thing is when you're buying replacement parts, sometimes it can be expensive. So I changed all my plumbing I swapped out all the plumbing. I swapped out their, what they call it, their gate valve to like the ones that BRS sells. And sometimes buying those little connections from Red Sea, a little bit expensive. But there's a guy on here with a 350 Reef Community Worldwide, also Pelfrey. His channel name is Pelfrey. He has a 250, but there's also a huge thread on Reef to Reef called the Red Sea Reefer thread. And people mod those things. They mod the heck out of these tanks. So if you check out those threads and check out those people on YouTube, you can see the people with these Red Sea tanks, so you can get some idea of when they're mature, how they look. But overall, I would say I like the Red Sea tank. It was good to just get something, put it in my living room, and I knew it looks good.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean they mod them out? If you're going to drop that kind of cash on a tank, why would you modify it?
Well, what I mean is that, for instance, it comes with this little ATO that I don't like. And what happened is I turned mine into a refugium.
Okay.
I turned it into a refugium. But yeah, look at Pelfrey. I mean, Pelfrey, he's just popped up in the chat, but look at what Pelfrey did with his. He swapped out some of the plumbing. He added reactors to it. I think some people add manifolds. It's just, some people move the ATO and turn it into something else. I've seen a video where a guy on the newer tanks, they have peninsula tanks. One of the guy turns like the ATO container, because you can slide it left or right. He turned it into like a quarantine system, so he has like an all-enclosed quarantine. Like people mod these tanks, not mod like the glass or stuff like that, but they actually take the sump, and I basically took out the sump that came with it, and installed my own sump. I think Reef Community Worldwide, Paul, he also modded his tank. I don't think he. I think I'm getting some feedback, TMG.
My bad.
He modded his tank. I don't think he changed the sump, but he went in, he cut out the old baffles. He bought some acrylic sheets or some glass sheet, and he actually made like a refugium area on his sump. So people mod the heck out of these tanks.
Yeah, see, that's my only thing I don't like about the Red Sea Reefers is it doesn't fit my quota downstairs, which is basically some compartment. And I couldn't justify spending that kind of money and then having to go redo or buy another sump. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. I think, yeah, you know what? I'm going to agree with you there. My only thing is, I think it fit what I wanted at the time. So when I got it, I was still really, I was coming from like an Aqueon tank with an Aqueon sump. I didn't know any better. So this, I started out with, I had those Aqueon tanks with the Aqueon pine stands. And when I had I think it was a 40 breeder or a 50 breeder, it's in my living room. Like, this is my living room. You can see my TV right next to the tank. But, when kids or friends, everyone eyes gravitated right to the tank. They wanted to look at the tank. And after a while, having like the cheap pine stand and, There was no thought given to how the tank would look. After a while, with salt splash and everything, the tank just looked ugly. So at the time, I wasn't comfortable enough, like, buying something. Or so the Red Sea was something you went into the store and you're like, okay, I pay this money, and it wasn't cheap. Thing was, retail. I paid a lot less, but retail, I think the thing was like $1,600. So you buy this and you get this, and it's self-contained. You just put your own lights on it, put a return pump, a skimmer, and you're ready to go. So it's sort of like almost custom looking. The outside quality is great. But listen, the next time I'm ready to buy a tank, I don't think I'd go Red Sea. Like you, I would go custom, because now I know what I want. I'm more sure of what I want, so I would do custom. But Dr. Welsh is saying is the sump. I totally agree. I think, reconfiguring the sump. And to be honest, I think Red Sea has learned their lesson, because on the new Peninsula series, the sump is different. Like, you can adjust some of the baffles. There's a few things you can change. There's a few new things on it.
Yeah. Like me, I'm so like low tech, dude. I'm gonna put a 40 breeder sump on everything, man. That's that's so simple. Keep it simple. 40 breeder sump on everything.
40 breeder, yeah. I think would a 40 I think a 40 breeder would fit perfectly in the 350. I think it would.
What's a 350? A 65?
No, 75. 72
okay,
gallons.
The 250 is a 65, right?
My Pelfrey can tell you 250 liters to how many gallons?
Yeah, because I think me and Pelfrey technically have the same size tanks, except his is a slightly taller. I think 2 or 3 inches taller.
Oh, his is 66 gallons.
Yeah, but I think footprint wise, we have the same footprint.
Yeah, I like the Red Sea tanks. I think now that I know better, I probably wouldn't go for one. But in terms of buying something that just looks good in my living room, it serves its purpose, and I like it for that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I mean, like I'm saying, like with me though, like what is it, SCA?
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to be my tank of choice, just because I don't have to run, their stand. I don't have to run their sump, all that kind of stuff. But you still get that Starfire glass, Like I said, like I told you in person, off air, like I would take Exclusive's 100-gallon in a heartbeat,
Yeah, that's a nice tank. I like that tank. X Method said he didn't win the Neptune Apex package. It would have been nice so he can join the tech discussion. Who won, by the way? I never win any of those things, but
I don't think. Honestly, I think it's like a lot of raffles that happen. It's under the table crap.
Oh man, you one of those. Listen, man, you a conspiracy theorist.
Yep.
I definitely learned that about you. There's always something. You always think something's brewing under the table.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's free stuff, man.
That's how the world works, man. It's all under the table stuff.
Hey, man, I don't believe that, but if that's your belief, if that's your belief, not everything, but yeah. But imagine how many people watch. Like, if you look, I think sometimes I look at it and I see like that video, some of their videos from the Friday when they release it to the other week. Sometimes those videos get 6,000-7,000 views, and let's say, 3/4 of these are one person watching it and they enter. Let's say half of those are the US people and they enter. Like, that's a lot of entries.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the Trident is up next as a giveaway.
Right.
No, they last week was a Trident, so I entered that one.
Wait, they're giving away a Trident?
Yeah, they are. They say
start making fake accounts.
Yeah, I entered. We'll see. I'm definitely interested in the Trident, man. We've discussed this at length, but I'm interested in the Trident. One, if it works, it's going to be more economical than, let's say, the one from Coral View, which is almost $1,000, and the one from what's the other one? Alcatronic.
Listen. Just like I've said before, you don't really agree. It's the reason it's going to make it superior is because it interfaces with Apex.
No, the other ones do interface with the Apex. I think you can. I think what you can do is you can plug them into like the pH port and just rename the pH port. So they were. Hey, but I'll tell you what though, Ryan from BRS, based on the last video he posted, it looks like because they have the ultra low method series going out around now, ultra low maintenance. Yeah. So that's one thing. Hey, what's up, producer Reef? That's one thing that I think he's planning on doing with his SPS tank is you basically using the Trident as his main test method to make sure everything is on point. So I was kind of shocked.
Is he going to use it in a closed loop system or open loop system?
No, he's going to use it on his tank on the SPS dominant.
But what I mean by closed loop is a Trident gonna regulate the Apex dose or the calcium reactor, or is it gonna be open loop where he makes the corrections and he analyzes the feedback? So you know what I'm saying? Or is he leaving all that up to Apex?
You know what? I don't know. That I don't. I know
because I feel like Trident to me is super beta, and not in the way of bad. I think it's super beta because they're about to open up a can of whoop ass, dude. And I think what's holding back Trident is not, Trident was supposed to come out last fall, wasn't it supposed to come out, or this first quarter? It was supposed to come out first quarter of this year, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's supposed to come out first quarter. So this is my theory behind the whole Trident thing, is that Trident is the first in a series of Tridents. Well, whatever they're going to call them, Trident, Poseidons, whatever. But it's going to be the first in a series, and I think the actual delay is they want to make sure the releases could be back to back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? So they can maintain that thing. So once Trident is released and it's proven itself, they have something already ready to drop, if you know what I'm saying. Because think of regular test kits. You always have magnesium, alk, calcium, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's your Trident. What's the second test kit? Iron, iodine, potassium. That could be Poseidon, or whatever they're going to call it. I'm going to call it Poseidon. The new Trident is going to be called Poseidon. Whatever comes after Trident is going to be called Poseidon. All right? And I'm going to sue them if they use that name. All right? Leave the stream up. What's it called? And I think then they're probably going to have something that does nutrients, because it's only logical, because at the end of the day, we've talked about this at length, as you said. I think the whole purpose of it, and I think BRS is a driving force with this whole ultra low nutrient system thing, is to become as hands off and allow your tank to be as closed loop as possible. Closed loop meaning it talks to itself. You know what I mean? It gets feedback from itself, and it can analyze the feedback and make corrections based on the feedback. Think about it. We have everything. And you'll be a fool to think that Apex coming out and releasing all these things, you know what I mean? Auto feeder, nitrates are low. Bump up.
Want your money? It's good. It's good business. Listen,
it is good business.
I'll never.
But the way everything is set up, you know what I mean?
It's good business. I don't think
that. Dude, it screams like Terminator type aquarium.
Yeah, listen. It's all. I'm not gonna go that far, but I just think it's good business.
Dude, but that's what I never get. You're the tech guy, and you can't see my vision. I need to run track. I need to run Apex.
No,
can we? Everybody in the chat, whoever, not for Trident, I have Apex, but everybody in the chat, how do you feel that Apex's end goal is to basically have tanks be fully closed loop, where they could pull data from their testing equipment and make corrections without you. So you literally never have to touch your tank, maybe except for changing your filter slots, keep cleaning your skimmer, and refilling reservoirs. I think that is their end game.
But what? But okay. I'm not saying you're wrong or right. This is not me. That's that. I'm not saying you're wrong or right. What I'm saying is, if Neptune Systems' business is to all these people who have an Apex, let's sell them additional services or so. Like, how is that a bad thing? Like, it's just good business. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just good business. Like, like, but I think if you look at it, every company is trying to do that. Like I think you can see from what I see, Red Sea is trying to do that. Red Sea, they sell you a tank, and then from what the products you see they announce, they're going to be able to, they're going to sell you AI lights, and AI lights is one of those lights that you don't necessarily need a controller. Red Sea is working on a controller where you're probably going to get some power heads, and it's gonna work out of one app. They've already released that your dosing pump is going to work out of a Red Sea app. Maybe they'll release a DC skimmer that then works out of that same app. Who knows? Maybe that same app will help you control your AI lights. And, so basically what Red Sea is saying, hey, we have 10,000 people who run Red Sea tanks. Why not just, try to get 50% of them to buy into our own like ecosystem, So I don't see it as, like a, hey, what's up, Mage? What's up, Paul? I don't see it as necessarily like a bad thing for people to, for them to, I'm not saying I don't see it as a bad thing. Like, I don't care what it's not that I don't care that it's a bad thing or not. It's just, I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see it as a bad. It's just, they're just looking to make money. Everybody's looking to make money. I'm looking to make money. That's why I work. So they're just trying to make money. And to be honest, though, I mean, that's one of the reasons I got into reefing, because when you talk to people who've been reefing for years and years, you hear Julian Sprong talk. If getting into the hobby required what they had to do 10, 15, 20 years ago, I wouldn't have gotten into the hobby. So maybe one of the reasons I'm into the hobby is because it's a little bit easier. Things are a little bit easier now. So there you go, TMG. You got a wrench. So
no, I don't want one.
Whatever. I'm not no takes backsies. But yeah, so yeah, if it was 10 years ago when you didn't have DC pumps and stuff was loud, and I don't know if I'd be into the hobby. You didn't have dosing pumps, who knows? I probably wouldn't have been in the hobby. So but imagine now, like my wife, based on the stuff that's coming out with the Apex and the Neptune and the thing, I could seriously see my wife like, in a different universe. With all the technology that's in now, she'd probably go into a store and she'd be able to run a decent reef tank with all the technology and the stuff it is. My wife doesn't want to clean a skimmer at all. I think that's the only job she won't do. So if they had a self-cleaning skimmer, she'd probably go for that. But I think, 2-3 years ago, a lot of it was so complicated. My wife wouldn't want to do anything with it. But now, with all the tech stuff, and she can use the Apex on her phone, turn something off, turn something on, program her lights. She would definitely, she'd definitely get into the hobby. I think so. So I think it's making it easier for Paul, Apex, whatever. But Paul, man, listen, man, you could go to your DJ switch. I mean, that's technology too. Nothing wrong with a DJ switch. Nothing wrong with a DJ switch. I don't want to sound like DJ switch, but it's what 2 a.m. in the UK now. I'm pretty sure you don't want to hear Apex talk because you're already half asleep. So it's all right. What's up, Mage? What's up, TMG? What's up, X Method? Who's that? TMG. Oh, because Black Reefers, man. Oh, man. Listen, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
I had to do some antics.
Oh, man. TMG. Yeah, but I'm excited, though. I'm excited.
Me too.
I don't think I'm going to have it dose, but I would love to. I think Ryan gave some examples of, I think the other day, Phil Reefkeeper, we were talking about like, hey, he added a whole bunch of frags, and he noticed that for some reason when he added frags, his calcium and alkalinity consumption like stops for a few weeks until those frags settle in. So little things
so
like that, like
yeah,
so little things like that, we'd be able to know and maybe say, hey, is it that there's a new member in the community and everybody kind of smells the new member, so everybody's kind of like, hey, let's wait and see if this is a person who's going to attack us or he's cool or what, you know? Or maybe we can see as, hey, by putting carbon in when you add a new member, does that kind of take the smell away so everyone thinks like, you know, little things like that. You'd be able, imagine if we can just optimize these little thing by 5% here, 5% there, because we see consumption, you know, like little things like that, man. We'd be able to grow colonies in like a few years instead of taking 5 years to grow like a little flag to like a, you know, a giant colony.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really interested in some of the stuff that this is going to come from. You know me, if I can get it on day one, I'll be lined up. Thankfully, my wife isn't listening tonight, so, but we're not going to talk prices anyway. But yeah, first day, as soon as there's pre-orders, I'm pre-ordering. Crazy. What's up, Biz? Hey, Biz. We're only talking about Trident and some other stuff. Hey, Biz, are you on? I don't know if you could talk about this stuff publicly, but are you on the beta test for any of this Neptune system stuff? I thought Pelfrey was. Pelfrey, I honestly thought you were. I think maybe because I thought you were on the beta test for the core.
But how do you get on the beta test?
I think you fill out a form, and they choose you. But I thought because Pelfrey, you know what? I thought they used the same people all the time. So I know Pelfrey, I think Pelfrey was on the beta for the core. So my assumption is that he, you know, he'd be on the beta test for everything after that, but, or maybe he can't talk about it publicly. So he's just denying it.
What's it called? I actually know one of the Apex programmers. He comes to the LFS I go to all the time. Not all the time, but probably like once a month. He pops in.
The guy that lives in Queens?
Yeah.
Oh, I know who that is. That's Tom. It's tall, skinny guy.
Yeah. He's cool.
Yeah, I like Tom. Oh man, he used to work at Manhattan Aquariums.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's the Apex coder, right?
Yeah. He used to work at a Manhattan Aquarium. I think he does support for the East Coast. So anytime there's anything Neptune related on the East Coast,
dude, it's so annoying though, because when he comes in and somebody's just like, "That's the guy that does a code for Apex," everybody pulls out their phone and they're like, "Help! Help!"
Listen, I'm telling you, whenever I need help, that's the guy I call. I think one time my tank was crashing, my Apex crashed, and I was just having issues, and he just telnet in, and he just, you know, did some stuff, and he said, "Oh, there's something," and he just, within 5 minutes, I stuck hours trying to fix it, and within 5 minutes, he started telling me like, plug everything out, you know, and started giving me a sequence of stuff to plug in, and he figured out almost immediately that my Apex display was crashing the system. So as soon as I unplugged it, everything booted up and it started working.
What was it? Power draw?
I think it was shorted because I had to send it to them to get fixed. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
See, you're one of those people with an Apex. I never get why people buy or keep Apex displays. Like, you have a cell phone. It's cheaper to literally go on Amazon, buy an Android tablet, and leave it there.
You know, so I had my display a long time, and even when I sold my old Apex, also I have a Seppen Apex on my kids' tank, and that one, you know, whenever there's issues, I think that one, it's easier to plug a display in. Also, where my Apex is on the tank, hey, listen, I have an Android tablet somewhere here. I actually tried that and it works. The crazy thing is when you're at the tank and you need to put feed mode or something and your hands are wet, you can't press the button.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Did the chat freeze?
No. Did the chat freeze? No.
Melanie's the last person I wrote. I haven't seen anything after.
Oh, I think
I just typed something. Did it freeze?
No. You're there. Oh,
okay.
Hey, Melanie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, did it freeze, Rip? No, it's good. It's good. Hey, Rip, what's up, Rip? Long time no see.
Yeah. So what's it called? So you see how Travis is building a DIY calc reactor?
I saw that.
Yeah, so he kind of got my head spinning, and um I think I'm gonna turn my Fosban reactor, not the one you gave me, because I had the 550. You gave me the 150, I
The
think.
150, the small one.
Yeah, because so I have a spare 550. Because remember I was gonna run both of them. And I'm thinking about turning that into a calc reactor. So you see how Devin built his Voss dosing containers.
Mm-hmm.
So how I was thinking about it, right? Is basically same thing, implementing that those Murloc bulkheads, the tiny ones, having an acrylic tube go down into a T, right? And then from the T, it's gonna be like two acrylic tubes coming off each end. So I'm gonna block those tubes and drill little holes in them so that they could create like a swirl. You know what I'm saying? So drill holes in them so that when the water comes out, they'll swirl.
Do you even? I I've used, for the first 6 months that I had the my nano tank.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't call it a calc reactor or anything, but I realized that kalkwasser was kind of the best, things for my nano tank. So I had a certain thing I would mix. I put it in like a little, I think what I used was maybe like the Gatorade bottle.
Yeah.
Same thing you do with the Murloc bulkheads, and I would mix it with like a specific potency. And the potency would never change. Like every 2 weeks, basically, what I was doing, take that bottle, wash it out, put the same potency with the same amount of water, mix it up, let it settle, and then put it back on the tank, and keep dosing the same amount. And it actually worked for me. Like I ran the tank like that for a while. I probably should. I decided like, hey, I'm doing Triton for the big tank, so why not try Triton on the nano? But it worked well.
Yeah.
You would just change the amount, and whenever consumption went up, I would just, instead of dosing 4 mils, I would then dose 5 mils, and
Yeah.
it works. And I saw the BRS video, and I said, that's interesting. Like I did that before, but I was seriously considering kind of doing that, because one thing on the tank now is I have low pH issues. Well,
Yeah.
I'm saying issue, but the pH is low. I don't think it's a big issue. At least I don't see things dying, but my pH does get low at night, like close to 7.7 at night. And I was thinking of, maybe doing kalkwasser, but I kind of have this thing now where I don't want to screw around with the tank too much. I just want to let me leave it alone. And if maybe a couple months from now I stop and look at the growth rate and I'm not happy with the growth rate, then I would I'd reconsider. But for now, I don't think I'm gonna mess around with stuff too much.
Yeah. But yeah, so the whole idea is, the little dosing pumps that Dev also used on his Arduino.
I have one of those.
So I was gonna basically use that. So you know how I'm using like a full-fledged like C-shape pump or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna use that to basically keep the calc stirred, right? And then hook up the doser to the ATO. So the ATO will the doser will pull water in from the ATO, push it into the reactor, and then because of the pressure, the reactor will push out freshly mixed calc, and I won't have to constantly keep mixing calc, because that's the most annoying thing. I got to keep 4 jugs of kalkwasser mixed for the week.
Well, for the week. Yeah, it's
so annoying because I can only fill up about a gallon at a time, and in a week I go through about 4 gallons of kalkwasser.
I see. Okay, see, I wasn't using that much.
Dude, I go
So
760 mils of kalkwasser a day.
yeah,
Plus, on top of my 2-part.
yeah.
My tank pulls, man. My tank, like, people, you see my tank. It's stocked. Like, my tank pulls a lot of juice.
Um, Rip, X Method said, I never liked the idea of using calc in ATO for smaller tank. The spike could be shocking. I never liked the idea for my specific, special for my specific, I never like using calc in my ATO because my ATO consumption, my ATO usage changes so much between winter and summer that it took me like a month when you transition from winter to spring. Between the humidity in my apartment, just the way my apartment is hot, the way summers are, just whatever, it would take me like a full month of like tweaking, dialing it in, and then you'd have those really hot days where then your ATO would go crazy. So yeah, it would get a little bit crazy. Hey, what's up, Jeff American Reefing? So I quickly got rid of calking in my ATO. It was just too much for me.
Yeah, I don't agree with that method.
Jeff from American Reefing. Hey, I just said it, but he said that he's at work. Just wanted to say hi, hit that thumbs up. Thank you. Bubba, not ignoring people, just prepping dinner and tuning in. Hey, dinner. It's 6 o'clock on the West Coast. Fried chicken. Man, you guys don't make me hungry. It's 9 o'clock. I'm on a diet.
Oh, word?
Yeah, trying. Wife said I got to get healthy. Hey, what's up, Nick217? What's up, Nick217? And I think I saw WVU Reefer earlier. Sorry, I missed you. Hey, WVU Reefer, West Virginia University Reefer. Thanks everyone for joining in. We got 19 people watching, but thanks for joining. I appreciate each and every one of you. I do. Catch you all back. Yeah, breakfast. Oh man, the time difference is, I know when Paul jumped in, it's like 2 a.m. there. I mean, Rip is on the other side of the world. That's cool. Anyway, yeah, you had to mention fried chicken. Now you got my mind all messed up, man. Thinking about chicken. Thinking about chicken. And this is New York. We we always have something open where we can go get food. Yep. Infamous Aquatics. What's up, my fish tank ninjas? What's up, Infamous? We're good, man. We're just talking about tech, tanks, whatever's on anyone's mind. What are you running over your tank now, TMG? You have Ocean Revives, right, or black boxes?
No, I got the Reef Breeders with the lumen bars.
Someone is asking, how much 2-part are you dosing daily?
I dose. I just upped it too. It was 12, then I upped it by 2 mils. So I'm dosing 14 mils of 2-part a day, and 760 mils of fully saturated kalkwasser a day.
Wow. See? So then with all of that, you don't need to top off then.
Not as much anymore. I still do, but 5 gallons lasts me about a week and a few days now.
Infamous Dave's video had me. Yeah, that place was awesome. That guy's going to be at Reefapalooza, New York. So I'm excited to see what he said. He's going to have even better stuff at Palooza. So I'm excited. But see, DMG, we got to do stuff like that, man. I know Billy knows everyone, but stuff like that is cool, man. Doing like these, like how you would do a bar crawl. We're basically doing like a frag crawl.
Yeah, but nobody is that friendly in New York anymore, man. You know it. You remember back wait, how long you been reefing?
6 years.
Okay, so you remember about 4 or 5 years ago, people used to like let you come over see their tank. Now it's kind of like, oh, I'll meet you somewhere. I'll meet you at Times Square. I'll meet you here. Like, you know, I don't know what happened, but it's not as friendly as it was before.
Somebody, for me, TMG, it's the spouse factor. Like, absolutely, like,
Yeah, no, I
yeah,
get it, and I think that's what it is. It's a lot of it is spousal factor, you know.
yeah. I fully agree with what you're saying. Some of it is just the spouse factor. It's the spouse factor. Hey, what's up, Infamous?
What's up, O?
What's going on, Info?
What's up, TMG?
Nothing much, rival.
What are you eating, man?
Protein,
fried chicken,
chocolate chip fried chicken, protein muffins.
Yum.
Wait, hold on. You just messed me up. You eating chocolate chip protein muffins?
Yep. Let that soak in, brother.
I'm trying to process that. Like, is that supposed to be healthy or?
I think the point is not necessarily just to be healthy; it's to be healthier.
Oh, healthier, not healthy.
It is not healthy.
Okay.
It trust me, it ain't healthy.
All right.
It's a simple cookie, and they slap some protein powder in it. It ain't healthy.
Nah, man, I made it.
Oh, you made it?
Oh, okay.
Well, Stephanie made it.
Okay, all right. We got it now. All right. So it's not really a protein. It's just a cookie with an excuse to eat it. You know?
Nah, it's
exactly.
She's into like doing the whole protein, like baking for protein cookies, protein brownies,
Protein
all that
pancakes?
stuff.
Wait, y'all do
Yeah.
protein pancakes?
Protein pancakes.
Those are
Yeah, man.
bomb.
We don't add sugar. We use like
What flavor?
Flour.
What flavor?
Blueberry banana is my favorite pancake.
Nah, see me, I'm more of like a it's gonna sound nasty. What's it called? Chocolate chip mint. Mint chocolate chip protein powder with bananas. Dude.
Okay.
It is amazing.
Wait,
I respect your life choices and poor culinary skills.
Yo, it sounds so
wait, do you guys put, when you say the sugar, like when you're making like pancakes or stuff like that, do you add sugar? I mean, I just
the mix already has sugar in it.
Yeah, I just use mix and just add like bananas or put some strawberries or something in it.
Y'all need to get, if y'all are serious, you need to get this thing called like Kodiak. Can you give me the box there? This is brand like Kodiak. It's made by like
with the bear on it, right?
Yeah.
This
stuff right here, it's like for like fitness people, made by fitness people for fitness people. So it's like no added sugar and stuff like that.
All right, so it's not for me then. It's made by fitness.
You'd be surprised, man. This stuff is so good.
Hey, hang on a second. We got a question by Nick217. He just connected his Gyre 250 and everything left, and the power button is blank. I've tried pushing the center button and the switch mode button, and nothing happens.
What was that?
Yeah, you know what, Nick? I've never encountered that issue. I have the 230s, and I've never encountered that, and the left power button is blank. Yeah, are you sure you connected it to the right gyre? You're trying to sync the right gyre. Are you? Yeah, I never encountered that issue. I've been running gyres now for about a year, and I had the first gen gyres before that, and I've never encountered that issue. So I'm sorry, man. I really don't. If anybody else has a gyres and has encountered that, I usually just unplug. If I'm having any issues, I usually unplug. And there's been a few times, the control. If you're using the Gyre advanced controller, there's like 2 ports where left and right. If you try the other one and you're having the same issue, then I would contact CoralView. Yeah, I've never encountered that issue. Hey, what's up, Woody? Chocolate chip. Yeah. Oh man, you guys are making me hungry. And it's 9 o'clock at night. I'm not supposed to be eating, but bye.
You're crazy, huh? Dude, y'all really need to do like that get together stuff. Y'all should really do that, man.
We just did one Saturday, and Billy is the man. Billy knows everybody. Billy Pipes knows everybody. Whenever I go hang out with Billy in New Jersey, when I meet him for something or we're trading something, or Billy's giving me the hookup, he always takes me somewhere, and he knows everybody. He takes me to his LFS. Billy knows everybody. So in New Jersey, I would say Billy is the man.
Yeah. I didn't even realize Billy is in New Jersey.
Billy's in New Jersey. So last week, we had Reef Spy, we had Nano Joe, we had Fishy Snowman, who was in here earlier. There was me. There was Jeff American Reefing, Dave's Nano Tanks. Did I miss anybody? Billy Pipes, and there were a few other people there.
Did you say American Reefing?
American Reefing.
Because I watched Dave's video, and that's what I was saying, man. That made me jealous that everyone got to link up.
Yeah, that's there are a few people who were supposed to I don't know, maybe stuff came up and they couldn't be there, but that was we had only planned. I think Jeff had only planned to be there 2 hours, and by the time we got to talking and kidding around, we didn't even select the coral we wanted to buy yet. We were already there for 3.5 hours already, so it was kind of a dash at the end to kind of purchase, get everything bagged up to leave. But I think something like that would be fun, man. I don't think I would do them every month, but maybe every couple of months, every 3 months, like having a meetup.
Every quarter?
Having a meetup.
You should do it, man. It's one of those things, like, it may just be like you and TMG at first, but it's kind of like build it and people will come, man.
Hey, TMG, if you want to do a New York one.
Y'all should do it, man.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a couple people in New York that would probably go.
There's a lot of people. There's so many reefers here. There's so many reefers here. And I'm also part of the Brooklyn Aquarium Society. Oh, you know what? I forgot about that. You know what? The Brooklyn Aquarium Society does that. They do that a couple times a year, but they usually visit LFSs because what happens is they have a lot of freshwater people in the Aquarium Society. But I'm pretty sure maybe we can get some members to do a saltwater coral crawl or something. We got to come up with a better name. We got to come up with a better name. All right. We got another question. Got a follow-up question. Nick is saying both are brand new. We'll just try it again. If it's brand new and it's not working, I would just, I don't know about you, but for me, if I buy something new, I tend to want it to work out the box, and if it's giving me issues, I just always want to return it. Just me. I definitely buy a lot of used equipment from reefers, but when I buy something new, I just expect it to work out the box. So that's and also those gyres, you gotta be careful how when you're reassembling them. He said it came new. Hey, how you doing? He said it came new, and as long as you didn't mess with the rotors, because those gyres come with left and right rotors. So as long as you didn't mess with it and you just kind of took it out, put it on the tank, it should be working fine.
What's it called? Oh, his gyre isn't working?
Yeah, his gyre isn't working.
Damn.
Yeah. What's up, Nano Joe? Hey, there's the other guy who was there on the visit too. Nano Tank Joe.
But
Nano Joe.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna elaborate. Like Method asked me a question earlier about what's it called. At what point will I switch over to a calcium reactor? And the whole part of why I started using Kalkwasser is because it's basically like my lead up to going to a calcium reactor. I know it sounds like counterproductive, but not that I chase numbers, but I'm one of those people. Well, probably I don't know, but I'm one of those people. I think pH should be a certain range, like a 7 point anything is unacceptable to me. And with the calcium reactor, I know that that might be a possibility of having sub-adequate pH. So earlier I said I'm gonna build a calc reactor as well. So basically the whole plan is to have the effluent of the calcium reactor go into the calc reactor, the calc water reactor. So the pH gets scrubbed up, and then they both drip out at the same time. So that's pretty much why I'm playing around with calc water so much, is because in the end I do want to get the calcium reactor before I even upgrade the 40-gallon. I want to get the 40-gallon running on a calcium reactor.
Oh man, you go in a calcium reactor. There's that big word.
The
Hey,
dangerous piece of equipment.
Hey, what's up, Nano Joe?
Here's
What's
the thing.
up, man?
I don't like talking about it because even simple stuff like this, I don't like talking about calcium reactors, and I don't like asking for input. So this is gonna be like me flying completely blind, just because I don't want to be told I have to go with X brand and I have to go with X carbon doser, and you know what I mean. I just I know for a fact there's a way to do it.
Have you considered just doing 2-part dosing rather than doing a whole calcium
No,
reactor?
I do 2-part.
You do 2-part now? Okay.
Yeah, I just don't think it's the smartest way to dose a tank, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just see a lot of calcium reactor fail and cause some issues.
Yeah, my doser has, I wouldn't say failed, but you ever had a clogged line on a doser?
Yeah.
So same thing.
I personally,
mechanical fail.
I don't think I would do right now, where as long as I'm living in an apartment.
Yeah,
the calcium reactor's out, definitely out. And you know what? At this point, where I am in the hobby, my wife is fully entrenched, and I told you my wife is willing to do anything in my tank except clean a skimmer.
Yeah,
I can't see. I think I would be doing a disservice if I would. If my job situation changes where, I can't ever see my wife having to mess around, tinker around with a calcium reactor. I can't see it. I just can't see it. I can't picture it. Maybe things will change, but I don't know. I think doing a doser. It doesn't matter how many mils I have to scale that up to. I think dosing pumps are just the way for it to go. But I'm open to changing my mind. But listen, anything I say, it's for now. It fits my thing for now. How many times have I said I'm not doing something, and then 6 months later, I'm trying it. So, hey, Nano Joe, man, I saw your video. You put, oh man, I didn't realize you were gonna put in, Billy Pipes, me and Billy playing lineman.
Of course, I had to put that in.
Yeah. That was a fun day, though. That
was fun, man. Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah. I think I'd definitely be open to doing things like that more often. Maybe once a quarter. I don't think I can drop that much on Coral every month.
Very often. No, yeah.
But even if I'm just going and I'm buying 1 or 2 pieces, good pieces. But I think I had so much fun hanging out that, I think it'd be worth it.
It's great, especially for us that we're doing YouTube, to kind of branch out with other YouTubers too, build those relationships, and just if you're trying to build your channel, I think that's a great way to build it, just by showing your face.
I agree. That was a good secondary benefit. I agree. For me, it was just fun hanging out with everybody.
I forgot I left this open.
It's fun hanging out with everybody. How are the corals you bought? How are they doing?
The Gonapore just started opening up today.
I'm gonna turn around and let me
How's you doing?
What did I buy?
You bought a lot.
So the big Montipora, that big Montipora, I had a hard time fitting that anywhere on my tank.
Yeah.
So what I did is I basically leaned that up in the back of the tank Hopefully it'll encrust over the glass. But because it had some bare patches in it, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some acros there for them to grow. So the Monty's going to, grow flat, base out.
Are you trying to make your own hybrid?
Not necessarily a hybrid. It's just,
That's what it's going to look like. Just two different colors.
It's just cool. You know what? To be honest, who I'm copying? Reef Community Worldwide, because he has plating Monties.
Did he have success with that?
Well, he's not really trying to blend thin coral. It's just that he has plating Monties, and then he's stuck different corals. So it's sort of like the plating Monty is the round plate, and then he has acros growing out of the middle.
Okay.
But he's not really trying to, the goal isn't to like blend them. It's just, it's just a look, and I like how it looks. So I'm copying that a little bit. Interestingly enough, when we were there, we were joking around with, hey, I bought a Montipora and I got we always said we got hitchhiker corals. I actually got a few hitchhiker corals on mine. So there is another, I think a piece of Setosa, a nice piece of Setosa was on the rock somewhere. I also got a couple of different Zoas that were on the same, in the middle of the Montipora that I then fragged a few of the heads, sucked them on a frag plug, and I moved them somewhere else in the tank. I'm probably going to end up giving Fishy Snowman is really into Zoa, so I might give him a frag of that when I see him at Reefapalooza. But I bought a piece of Montipora and got 2 other hitchhiker corals attached to the same thing. So
nice, that's awesome.
Yeah, that pink and green Monty doing great. Love it. The colors. I don't know if it's under the T5s. Well, to be honest, the tank that it was grown in and the lights I have, it's basically the same light. It's a T5 with radions. So I think within the next day, the polyps came out and it looks just as good as it looked in his tank. So
yeah,
I like that. And what else did I get? I got some red Monty cap, easiest coral to keep. That's doing well. Nice. And torches. Yeah. My wife, I really got the torches for my wife.
They're fun.
I have, as of this moment, I have 5 different species of torches and probably 13 or 14 different euphyllias overall. My wife is a big fan.
It's just that movement that gets everybody. Movement and color. And they're just easy to keep.
Yeah, I love them. She's a euphilia. I can't complain too much because, now my wife is in the hobby with me and, she doesn't glance at the budget too much when we're buying nice corals.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I have to fight with her. So basically the tank it's a 4-foot tank. So we're divided into 2 zones.
Oh,
her zone and my zone. Yeah. Her zone and my zone. So you can imagine how.
And you might as well just put up another tank.
I did, man, but I put up a nano, but then that came it's the same thing. It's
just put up another Ritzy. I'm sure you can find one cheap around you.
I'm gonna move soon. This is an apartment, man. I'm gonna move soon, so we'll get some. We'll get a 250 or something once we move.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, life will be good. Hey, again, this is my wife talking now. She's like, "Oh, we should do a 250 or a 300," and I'm like, "Yeah."
It's expensive to run, dude.
I work from home, so
that's cool, man.
It's kind of like my little distraction.
Yeah,
it's like my little distraction. So, right where I'm sitting now is kind of like my work area. I just have a dock, a table, 2 computer screens. So whenever I'm on calls, I literally just spin around and take phone calls and look at the tank behind me.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. I love it. I've only been the hobby for 6 years, but I love it. I absolutely love it.
You got me beat. I've only been in it for a year and a half, 2 years, I think.
How'd you get the name Nano Joyce? Because you had a nano tank?
Yeah, and it kind of rhymed, so it stuck with it. I made my first YouTube video, and I was just like, what the hell am I going to call myself? And I was like, well, I got a nano tank, and then kind of just play with the idea, and then Nano Joe just came up.
I don't know if you can totally decline to answer this, but do you work for a store or do you work with someone? Because we were talking about some equipment, and you mentioned one of your customers or something. So
yeah. Oh, I'm an aquarium technician, so I do offsite clients. I work on tanks pretty much.
Can you tell the name of your store? Or
Yeah, I can say it. It's not a store. It's like a subcontracting company.
Oh,
So I live closer to Atlantic City, and the company I work for is called Shore Aquarium. So we do installations, we do maintenance, and we do like a few other things too. Like I know in Delaware, there's a small state park that we're gonna do a refurb on most of their reptile tanks too. So
Yeah.
we're pretty how I put it. I don't know. We just do all kind of sorts of stuff.
wait. Is Shore Aquarium? Do you guys have an actual like store?
No,
Oh,
no. We're based out of the Atlantic City Aquarium. That's kind of like our HUD, our headquarters, where we
Mhm.
keep all of our stuff, and then we take care of like all the livestock at the aquarium. But then we just do contracting to clients. So we go to like some businesses, some residential, and we work on these massive tanks. Man, it's insane.
I didn't realize. Okay, all right. I did vacation in Atlantic City last year. I didn't realize that there was an Atlantic City aquarium. Probably
Yeah,
gonna check that out. So you came all the way from Atlantic City to New Jersey? That's a far drive, man.
no, it's only an hour.
We
We're
were
like,
okay. I don't drive, so you gotta explain.
okay,
So we were that far south, that Jackson, that we were only an hour from Atlantic City or something like that.
yeah, for you,
Jeez.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
You weren't far from AC.
All right.
I
Okay.
mean, I don't exactly live in Atlantic City. I'm like 15 minutes north, or well, yeah, north of Atlantic City. But like, I just go down the highway and I'm there at AC. It's a real quick drive.
All right.
So it's just easier to explain to people from AC.
All right. That makes sense. I just didn't realize. I've been to Jackson, the Great Adventure, a bunch of times. I just didn't realize that we were that far south.
Yeah,
It
no.
didn't register that we were that
For
far.
me, that's like Central Jersey.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Infamous, you're supposed to be coming to the East Coast sometimes this year, right? Or is it next year? You're on mute, buddy.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm supposed to actually come. When are we going to Virginia, babe? June 26th.
Oh,
Dude,
that's Reefapalooza
that's
time.
2 days after Reefapalooza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Wait, is it
Yeah.
Seymour? Or is Reefapalooza still on the
No,
24th?
this is Yeah, I can't do it, man.
No, you can.
Wait.
Willpower.
Wait,
I gotta
hold
beat
on.
my rival.
You're June 26th. You're
Yeah.
saying you're gonna be in Virginia.
I'm meeting up DC Reefer and Inappropriate Reefer over there.
Wait, are they even gonna be back? Because Reefapalooza is June 24th and 25th. This is
Yeah.
literally the Monday.
Yeah. I think we're meeting up we're meeting up the 26th, 27th, or 28th. Because I'm there for a few days. Okay, 26th or 27th. Because Stephanie and I are going for a wedding.
Actually, you probably could go the 28th.
Yeah. But it's since they're there and I'm literally gonna be down the street from them. So I'm making them hang out with me. They ain't got no choice. I'm gonna internet stalk them or something. End up at Maki's door.
All right, so I'm checking the dates now. So Reefapalooza is June
Like the weekend.
23rd and 24th, and then you're gonna be there a few days after. All right, okay.
Yeah, I was bummed, man, because when I found we booked our tickets for Virginia, but it was like I've been out because of Hurricane Harvey. I was out of the whole reefing loop. I didn't know what the hell was going on, and it's like literally like the day after we book our tickets, I post my video, and then I talked to like Maki and DC, and they're like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
Like literally, like I could have flown because my family has apartments and like rentals in New York. Because remember I told you, I used to live there.
Yeah.
So we have a few spots, like we have a couple places like in Rockefeller Center and stuff. So it's like I had a place to stay. Literally, I just had to book a ticket.
Wait, you
But
guys
it's
do
like-
real estate?
Yeah, we're into like we're into real estate for like a decade now.
Oh, we need
My
to
family
talk.
does everything, TMG. Like
All right, we need to
my
talk.
dad actually grew up like little backstory. My dad grew up in like the poorest like white projects in America.
Mhm.
my mom grew up literally in the poorest neighborhood in Manila. It's like a place called Tondo. You can look it up. It's literally a landfill. And then my dad actually had the goal of like starting his own business by 23. They do like everything. You're like, man, it's crazy how like they went from like nothing to just
That come up.
yeah. It's a real come up, man. It's like inspiring. Like a lot of my friends
That's awesome.
will talk to my parents and just be like blown away because like for instance, my mom literally lit from like living in a landfill. Like you could actually like pull up pictures and you will just see nothing but trash is where she grew up. And my dad grew up in South Boston before like gentrification. Grew up in Southie. And his brothers were actually affiliated with like they're into some bad stuff. So it's like for them to come up and like get into like nursing, do staffing, do like home health and real estate and tons of other things. It's like it's really crazy. It makes me feel like I'm not doing anything, to be honest.
Yeah, for real. I feel you.
It's a whole different kind of like grind. I feel like when you grow up like that, you just have like a whole different kind of mentality and like your desire to like hustle and to like work and to like get things done is just like incredible.
Yeah. But no, we definitely got to talk off air about real estate then.
Yeah, man, for sure.
But you're missing New York, bro. You're missing New York,
dude,
man.
You ain't missing nothing.
New York is a time.
Only thing you're missing is a bodega.
Is a bodega.
That's it, man. Yo, I'll be making
bodegas at like 3 a.m. were the spot.
There's nothing like walking up to a window and be like, yo, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese at 3 a.m.
No, man.
I'll be like, yo, you want salt and pepper? Like, hey, ketchup.
Man, it's that Sausalito turkey. Be like, give me a Sausalito turkey. Put it on a hero with a little, oil and vinegar. He's like, if you want mayonnaise, I'm like, nope.
Yo, you don't like mayo either, right?
No mayo.
I think it's a Jamaican thing.
Dude, the Jamaican, was it Jamaican meat pies and stuff? Oh.
It's crazy.
Well, you said meat. You said meat pies.
What do they call it? You know what I'm talking about.
Beef patties.
Yo, bro, jump off a bridge, bro.
Meat patties.
Jump off a bridge, bro. He said meat pies.
Hey, I don't know. But that was this. Ooh, like the chicken jerk.
Jerk chicken, yeah.
Bro.
Hey, TMG, get off me, man. Just let me be me, bro.
I'm gonna let you live, bro.
And listen, though, in all seriousness, though, the next time you're in this area, I know it might take a while.
Yeah. Next
year or whatever, but yeah, man, let me
For sure, man.
Yeah, whenever you're in this area, man, let me know, man. We could go out, grab something to eat.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was telling like Inappropriate Reefer in DC. They're like keep joking. They're like, oh, we're gonna pull out the red carpet. I was like, man, as long as the red carpet ends up at y'all's, like I get to see y'all's reef tank and we just hang out, I'm cool. I don't need y'all to take me out. I don't need y'all to do any of that.
Hey,
because you see, like for instance, like I seen your tank for like a year now, right? I seen like TMG's tank for so long. It's like at this point, I just want to like hang out. You know what I mean? Like to see everyone's tank in person is like would just be like so cool.
I think DC. To be honest, I think DC. I think we just got to finalize the time, but I think DC is going to come and see the tank. I think he's trying to figure out the dry. You know what I think. DC's underestimating TMG. He's underestimating like how much time. Even though New York, driving through New York from here to there might only seem like 5 miles, but
you might as well walk it.
Nah, DC got the same traffic though. Down the DMV area, they got the same. Like I think it's not as bad as his traffic is probably like my traffic versus your traffic.
Yeah, but see, on a Friday, DC wants to drive from from Washington DC on a Friday, go hit maybe Sabella in Staten Island, come over to Brooklyn to see me, and then go to his hotel in Jersey, like all of that on Friday. I just think like that's too much. Unless you're starting out at like 8 o'clock in the morning, I just think that's too much to do on a Friday. Plus,
dude, I have yet to see Sabella in the flesh.
So, hey man, Sabella got an awesome tank, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dude, you know how many times like we've tried to do this thing? Like, come on, I have yet to see Sabella in the flesh, man. It's just like I look at the toll and I'm just like, I could just pay shipping. Like, you know.
Yeah, Sabella has a nice tank though. I think he got a Red Sea 425. He has a nice tank. He has a nice tank. I think. Yeah, he has a nice tank. Hey, Nano Joe dropped out, but Nano, man, I don't think I got your number, but you know what? I think I found you on Facebook, Nano Joe. I want to hit you up. If you're coming to Palooza, I think we got to connect to Palooza. Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to ask him, why did he decide to go all in one?
Nano Joe? You know what? To be honest,
I'm still trying to, like, you know,
figure out why he did all in one.
Yeah.
I have to ask him. For smaller tanks, I love the all in one. It's a little bit easier for maintenance.
Yeah, like I do too, but I'm just kind of like, you know, when you start packing out your 40, you're kind of like, damn, I need more room. Like, you know what I mean? I think like 40 is such like a good footprint. You kind of.
I agree, man.
You're gonna kind of regret like not utilizing all of it. You know.
That's when you just get a 50.
See,
I hate 50s. 50s are weird.
See, don't be like me. When you're gonna do an upgrade, see, you were talking the other day about 100-gallon. Like, if you're gonna do an upgrade, do that. Like, the 6 years, I've literally upgraded from a 20 to a 37 to a 50 to now a 75. I think I should have.
Why were you crawling so much? Is it because of the
wife factor? You know, the crazy thing is my wife is always like, "Oh, the tank looks so big," and then like a few months later, she wants to put a tang in a 37. I'm like, can't do that.
I told my girlfriend.
What happened is just like adds 5 gallons every couple of months and hopes his wife doesn't recognize it.
now I got the Red Sea Reef at 350, which is a 4 foot by 20 inches deep by 21 inches high. And you know, when she came, oh man, she looked at me. She said, "That thing is too big." You know, you'd get the look. We all know. Listen, we all who live with our significant others, we know what the look is. And then like 6 months later, she wants to keep like a fully grown tank. I'm like, we can't. She's like, "Oh, we should have gotten the 425." Then I almost fell out of my chair because then like that's the tank I originally wanted. But I just, whatever, man. Next time I'm just buy the tank I want, get the tank I want originally, and then just deal with the fallout.
Man, I respect that, Seymour. It takes a lot of nads to say that. Wait, Infamous. Wait, can your girlfriend hear us?
Yeah. No.
Okay. No.
Wait, what are we talking about?
No. I was gonna ask. Does she have a limit on how big you can go?
No.
No. Just whatever makes Infamous happy.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. Stephanie, I have like we have a rule. It's a 99 1% rule. I let like 99% of the time I don't care. So it's in the 1% when I do want something or I do care. It's like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like one of those things. Like reefing makes me happy, and she just wants we just want each other to be happy. You know what I mean? So
I feel you.
4 foot tank, 6 foot tank, whatever.
Plus, I have an expensive hobby too.
Plus, she has expensive hobbies.
Wait, what is it?
She paints. What else, baby? What else? Painting.
I mean, that's expensive.
Photography.
But that's expensive. But
expensive.
Painting is like you have to buy that shit regularly.
All the time.
Yeah.
Canvases are no joke. But yeah, man, it's just like one of those things. We really try to just support each other's like happiness. Like I don't know if y'all know this, but like Stephanie and I both quit our jobs. You know what I mean? And we're just like diving in. I'm trying to do like this, trying to get into like video editing and creating as a career. And she wants to be a writer. So it's like we saved up money and we quit our jobs and we're just gonna give it like 100%.
That's dope. Yo, honestly, dude, like I'm pursuing something right now, and like every day I go to work, I kind of just want to be like, hey, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
No, it's I don't
It's
know.
true.
You know, and it's just like
It's scary though, man.
it is. Like, I mean, me personally, I have a good fallback, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like I'm gonna be like having to part my tank out or anything, like, you know, especially since I don't have to do water changes. You know, I don't gotta buy salt. Like, I could literally, like, my tank will be fine. Like, you know what I mean? So everything else I care less about. Like, you know, like I don't mind. I'll walk everywhere. Like, you know what I mean?
This fool cares about his tank more than he cares a car.
Dude, I don't even drive my car anymore.
Yeah.
Dude, I drive my sister's car. Like, I hate my car that much because I was just like, I can't believe I spent $30,000 on a BMW, and I'm still paying for it. Like, you know what I mean? It's
you know what kind of tank you could have had with that money,
dude.
TMG, I feel you though. Like, I just, like, when we decided to quit, I traded my Cadillac in. I had a CTS coupe. I traded it in.
Oh, you had a CTS V coupe or just a regular?
Come on, man. You're talking like 60 grand.
Bruh, come on, man.
I had a CTS coupe, and I was like, as a realtor, I was putting like 1,500 miles a month on my car.
Yeah.
I was getting like 18 miles to the gallon. I was like, it just doesn't make sense. So I traded it in, and I negotiated, like, I got a Honda Veloster, like a tiny car, right? It gets like 35 miles to the gallon. I traded it in. I negotiated from like 29,000 down to 30 something thousand. I negotiated 7 grand off of it. So, okay, yeah. So 30 grand down to 23,000. And then I didn't even tell him I had my car. And I added it to the negotiation and dropped another 10 grand. So my car note's only like $200.
What?
Yeah. And then I'm getting 35 miles to the gallon.
Yo, I get 14 miles to the gallon, bro.
See, that's like, I can't. Like, at this
it makes
point,
and you know, hold on.
Yeah.
And because I modified the car, I have to put 93 in the car.
Yeah.
So if I can't even, like, literally, if I put like anything less than 93 octane, my car goes into limp mode. Just because I modified it, you know, because I've always been a car guy. I've always dumped tons of money. Like, literally, like, I used to spend every single paycheck on, like, buying new turbos, buying upgraded cam gears and manifolds and, like, suspension. Like, I was a car guy, like, you know what I mean?
Hey, 1 second, guys.
No problem.
I have to run and do something, but if you guys want to continue talking about cars, feel free to do so in the hangout, but I just want to go handle some stuff with the family.
No problem.
So everybody, thank you for joining.
Have a good night, folks.
All right. I did put out a question. Any other reefing related questions? No answers. So we're going to go off air. Thank you everyone for joining and listening. But if I got to handle something, but if you two are free to keep talking about cars, listen, I don't drive. I don't even have a driver's license, so I really don't even understand what you guys are talking about.
Bruh, Seymour.
Y'all, it was a blast. Thanks for hosting, Seymour.
All right, no problem.
Take care, bro.
I'll jump out, but like I said, you guys can keep talking about coupes and modifications. I don't know what you guys. I know a car has a carburetor.
Cars don't have carburetors anymore, bro.
All right.
Oh my god.
I've had at work, my job, the previous job, it was a running joke about me and I've been to that company so long that I've had 4 permits expire, because in New York, when you take the permit test, it expires in 2 years. So I was at that company for 8 years. So I've had 4 licenses expire while I was at the company, and they just keep making fun of me. Like, I never listen. I can't even play driving. I can't even play driving.
Yeah.
I can't even play Need for Speed because I crashed the car. That's how bad I am. So,
hey, man, it's okay.
All right.
Good. Take care. Oh,
hey, Bobo.
Yeah. You good at reefing though? You good at reefing?
Yeah, right.
What's going on?
I'm gonna mute myself because I might listen into the car conversation because maybe I'll learn something.
Dude, you and me both. I don't know nothing about cars. That's why I was like,